Coming to you live from our studio in Atlanta, Georgia, this is the A1 Trading Daily Show. Whether markets are rising or falling, we're here to keep you up to date with the latest market news. Join us as we trade currencies, commodities, and indices live, Monday through Friday.
Oh, hey, there we go. Hello, everybody. It's me. James isn't here, so I'm doing the old Edge Finder look around here. So, I don't do this very often. I'll be honest, I don't look at the Edge Finder that much at all, but we're gonna do this. We're gonna be quick about it. It looks like on the watch list we've got USDJPY at just a buy. So it's got a score of 4. We got COT data, retail sentiment. If you guys got the Edge Finder, you know what to look for. But I think what's interesting down here is that we got 4 strong sales. Look at that. We got NZDUSD, Euro USD, Aussie USD, and Pound USD, all at a strong sell. I mean, look at that, -9. It only goes to 10. So, I mean, that's some pretty hardcore stuff right there. I'm sure Nick will talk about that. So I'm going to go ahead and pass it off to him. So here we go.
Running our streams as you guys see them here each day. Of course, Chandler, he is usually the mastermind behind all the cool stream transitions and keeping it running smoothly and that sort of stuff. And James sort of jumps in as an anchor or a producer kind of thing. So James is out of the office. Thanks, Chandler, for the quick rundown. And good morning to everybody in the chat. Thank you for being here. Hope you're all doing well, and nice start to the new week. We've got, of course, several things already moving heavy, and we are going to be getting into all of that here as we get started. I've got positions I want to update you guys on. So down below, speaking of cool producer features, we've got that little tracker, which will show current positions being traded by myself and by my trading associate, Frank. And right now, I have to update one of these 2 positions. I am still long SPX 500. I'm sorry, USDJPY, but I've removed or taken off my SPX 500 trade. So this is the one I'm still in, USDJPY. And trade is running real hot, man. We've got a good start here on this USDJPY trade. I've already trailed my stop loss into profit. So at this point, I can't lose money on this trade. But just a quick update for those of you guys who are also trading dollar yen or watching the dollar here this week. I am long biased on this pair. Clearly, that's why I have the trade open. But I've got my stop loss even further locked into profit. So a good spot to start the week. We will, at least so far this week, be starting in the green. $1,800 up on this trade currently, with the entry being back here. That signal was called out inside of our Discord channel. My initial stop loss was below this previous low. Market never really even came close to retesting that, just flew back up after hitting that support level. So I'm still long dollar yen. And for those of you guys who are keeping up with the positions, like I said, they'll be updated at the bottom of the screen for you so you can see as we go along. Now, hope you guys are all starting out your week okay. Let me say hello to some people in the chat. Chandler cracks me up. Yeah, he's a cool guy, funny guy. The whole stream loves Chandler. Makes it possible having him here. Good afternoon, Nick. Hey, what's up, man? Francisco, hey, how are you? Anand, good to see you in the chat, of course. Did you watch the Super Bowl last night? I didn't. I tuned in a little bit, but I didn't really have much skin in the game, to be honest. So didn't watch too much of that. Yeah, the dollar yen, look at this, guys. So let me give you just a quick update for the dollar bulls out there. Really nice start to the week, big explosive move on the dollar, but just to make things extra confusing, the S&P 500 and the NASDAQ, they are not really taking too much of a beating. Oftentimes you see sort of this thing where the dollar goes up and meanwhile the stock market will be going down, right? Not necessarily the case right now. We actually see both of them making positive moves. Here's the S&P 500 up on the day just slightly. Futures looking relatively safe here for the S&Ps to start out the week. NASDAQ 100 also at least rounding off the bottom here, a little bit of a give back as we start into the New York session. So we'll have to keep an eye on those, because one of them is probably going to crack, whether it's the dollar or it's the S&P. Usually you do see some level of inverted correlation between the two. Is the edge finder accurate right now because of the lack of COT data? Well, the COT data that we do have delays on, which we've put out the statement here. So the CFTC's special announcement, you guys may not be able to see this, but basically they just said that CFTC, they're currently experiencing some issues getting the reporting out. So this is still just the latest data that we have. Is the accuracy still there? It depends. It's still just a bias. This is the latest information. And usually COT data doesn't change that whole much week to week. Usually there's like a slow change in pace over time. And so we will get that data as soon as it's available from the CFTC, but we are still waiting on that ourselves. So let's see. What are we going to pay attention to most today? Of course, I'm very intrigued by the dollar. We did hold the 38.2 and 50% retracement levels. Although ugly, they were able to find a bounce. And now I think for the dollar, movement is to the upside. We'll see if we can break through key levels of resistance here at this 103.78. Let's call it. You've got supply here, and we're seeing if the dollar bulls can get enough speed up to actually break through the highs and start potentially putting in a new higher high, that sort of concept. I think that the dollar personally this week is bullish. Despite that, though, we do have some really key economic news that we should be able to see on this. And you can see there it is. We had CPI numbers come out today from Switzerland. I believe that we came out better than expected or worse. But the really big one that I want to pay attention to is, of course, CPI in the US, which comes out tomorrow, Valentine's Day. We get a nice start to the day with some CPI numbers coming out, and that is in a heavily anticipated report. In fact, I'll probably do a whole video on CPI and preparing for it. For those of you guys who are planning on trading this week, you should be very well prepared for CPI numbers coming out, like I said. So yeah, that's going to be a big news hitter tomorrow. Is of course that CPI number comes out at 8:30 a.m. US Eastern, and we will be live for that event. I'll have to get in here early and set up, and that reminds me we should probably coordinate that for Chandler and James. We should think about that. But yeah, CPI numbers coming out tomorrow. Usually a big stream for us, so tune in. It'll be fun. We'll cover the latest as it comes in. So. GBP USD is acting up, says Favor. Let's take a look at GBP USD, see what's going on with the pound this morning, which again, we have a strong sell bias on the pound. This is nothing new. If we go to the watch list, you can see if we filter by, let's go take out the neutrals and check this out. As Chandler was mentioning at the beginning of the stream, a lot of bearishness across the board on a lot of GBP pairs and especially USD pairs. This is really interesting information because now what we can see is basically the pound against the Swiss franc, the pound against the New Zealand dollar, the pound against the US dollar. All of these have strong sell biases. And so going into this week, I have to be primarily on the sell biased side of something like GBP USD and the ones that we saw on the list there, GBP NZD, GBP CHF, etc. So as the pound potentially rallies here, as it pulls in to this 61.8%, if that level comes into play, I've mentioned that for the last couple of days, a retest of that zone would be, in my view, a bearish opportunity. And this is really kind of a daily chart setup, really, if anything. It's a bit higher time frame. A pullback into that 61.8% retracement, looking for an overall continuation of what we saw start to be a break to the downside, right? You had this upward momentum on the pound that fell apart. Big red candles came in here, shot us to the downside. Now, any retest, like I said, we've been primarily hunting for sell side opportunities on the pound. That's my take on it. That's my opinion on the matter for now. One thing that I think you should at least consider if you're going to be going long the pound is, respecting these zones we've got marked. Because look what happened with the pound. And Frank and I had talked about this on a recent video. We talked about the fact that, the pound kind of fell apart. It really lost its bullish structure here on this red candle, followed through, just giving us even more, sellers are in control confirmation kind of thing. And so if price does rally, if we get a bigger push up into that 61.8% retracement, to me, that's a sell zone. And if I'm wrong, which there's always the possibility that I'm wrong, if I'm wrong, right, the plan would be to probably stop out above market structure. So price, let's say, rallies up into this zone. If it falls, look to trail stops, manage position. As you guys know, you'll see me do often on the streams and in my content. But if it doesn't work out, right, bailing point would be above 1.23 in my opinion. One more trade I'll show you guys. We'll go back to take a look at my USDJPY trade just to show you how that's doing. We're at $1,750. So far, a pretty good runner there. We initially risked $1,000 on the trade. We've now locked in a profit of $626 on this account. So that's a pretty good spot to be in. We'll see if that, again, key thing we're watching for is a break above previous highs here on dollar yen. I would love to see it get above 133 before I even look to trail stops further. So that's kind of where I'm at with this position. Comment, what are you guys looking at? Let me know in the chat. Which charts are you looking at? Hi, Nick, I'm an Edgefinder user. What happened to the previous market heat map? We just simplified it. We made it into two different charts. You've got a score chart page and you've got a market heat map page now. So we've just gone ahead and made that a little bit simpler. We had a lot of questions about that, so we just adjusted it a bit. Anand says, what does the trend reading on Edgefinder represent? It goes from -2 to +2. As simple as that. If it's trending well, it gets a positive score. For example, if it is, we can use our simple indicators. If it's trending well like this would be a +2, right? If it's trending to the negative, that would be a -2, right? If it's downward trending. If it's mixed, it'll get you somewhere in between. You can read the calculations on the Edgefinder help page if you would like to get scoring on that. But yeah, really, really simple concept there. Euro dollar, Aussie dollar, gold. Okay, you guys are looking at all sorts of stuff. Let's bring in Frank here for a moment and see what he has got for us. Whenever Frank is ready. Hey, Frank, what's up?
Hey, how's it going?
Good, good. You're becoming a regular on the stream, and everyone is always. I'm getting comments all the time like, "Hey, what's Frank think on this? What's Frank doing on that?" So it's good to have you contributing. What are you looking at today,
Well,
Frank?
right now I don't really know what I think about anything, but I'm looking at S&P as usual. I'm still just as confused though. I shared my screen so if you can see what I'm looking at, but
Yeah, we can see it.
so recently we've just seen like a lot of back and forth between dollar and stocks, so it's hard to tell. Sometimes they go up together and go down together, so maybe it's not always about, being opposites and taking
Yeah.
those inverse trades. So I don't know. I see bullishness here with like rejection from Friday, and now it's looking like the same kind of behavior. So I might want to pick up some S&P. But then again, I look over at the dollar and it's doing something similar. You can see there's some rejection off the this falling trend line, which is kind of interesting because earlier it was just about to break. So it's just a lot of just, you know, crazy behavior. And this one, if you've seen, we talked about Swiss yen this morning, but I also want to maybe get a pullback in on this.
Yeah, Swiss yen,
Yeah.
I'm with you on that. And kind of a weird one, Frank, just that concept of dollar bullish, but also S&P bullish, which is, again, it's a rare scenario, but it can happen. I think it can be pretty blindsiding for people when when it does occur, but you sort of have to be prepared for anything. Trends can exist in two places at the same time. That can be a bit confusing, but yeah. So go back. So what were you saying about Swiss yen? You like Swiss yen on the long side?
Yeah, so I wanted to get this breakout, and I didn't really think it was coming, and then I completely missed it on Friday. I saw that huge rejection, and I was like, I don't know. And then the Edge Finder was ranking it as like a strong buy too, and I was like, well, maybe I'll just wait and see. And then I then I wake up this morning and it's broken up way past the highs of like the last week. So
Yeah, and
very
just to go off what you're saying about the Edge Finder, I've got the screen pulled up. If we can switch over, you can see Swiss yen. They can see my screen now, which has a +6, like you're mentioning. Sort of a really strong buy rating overall. It's got trend and all of the economic numbers, Frank. Very interesting that in terms of comparing Switzerland to Japan, in all four categories, Switzerland has the favorite. So you've got higher GDP growth in Switzerland. You've got better inflation numbers, better unemployment numbers, and a higher interest rate offered by the Swiss National Bank. So, I would generally agree with that trade. If it can pull back there, I like Swiss yen long as well. So
Yeah.
I would agree with that trade. And yeah, that's cool. So far, ideas are potentially looking for longs on S&P and Swiss yen. Is that kind of the overall watch list for you today?
And possibly the dollar. I mean, I know you're in UJ,
Yep.
but you got in that pretty early. I've I've just been looking around and looking for setups on the dollar as well. So
Yeah, and we'll have to watch to see this week. We might get some pullbacks on stuff. I also really wanted that euro dollar short, didn't get it, but was able to catch UJ mostly just because we had some Bank of Japan there was a bit of like volatility due to that, which threw the price lower, very temporarily, which was kind of the fortunate way I was able to get in on that volatility there. So we'll see if some of the other dollar crosses pull back here to give us some more entries this week. But I think we're both primarily on the long side of that for now. So,
right.
Frank, thank you for tuning into the stream as always. You guys know where you can find Frank. If you're in the Discord, say hello to him, send him a DM sometime. And Frank, we'll see you back next time. Thanks for coming on.
Thank you.
All right. Yeah. So Frank, always fun to have him tune into the stream. Frank and I, as context, if you guys ever see me, I'm sure you see me all the time using the software that we work on here at A1 Trading. Frank is one of the brains behind it. Him and I work together to come up with new updates and features for the Edge Finder. So I do like his idea on Swiss yen. I hadn't really been thinking about that until he walked into my office this morning and he was like, "Hey, Swiss yen, what do you think?" And I was like, holy crap, this thing has exploded higher. So big push on Swiss yen. And what Frank was saying, I generally agree with. If you can get some sort of pullback here on the Swiss yen, I like it long, especially if I can get patient enough to sort of wait for something like a 38.2% retracement. Again, a really explosive move to the upside, and any pullback would be of interest. Now, to be fair to my own positions, I already have dollar yen long. So what would probably happen is Swiss yen would only set up if my dollar yen trade ended up trailing out for a profit, which wouldn't be the worst case scenario. If price collapses on the yen crosses and pulls back, I'll probably stop out for a profit on on dollar yen, and perhaps I could even get in on Swiss yen. So kind of just playing whatever the cards deal me this week in terms of the yen crosses. But I'm not in any rush to pick up new trades. I already shared this one inside of the Discord channel. You can see what that looks like here. If you guys are not already in the Discord channel, we do have a free one available. The link for that will be dropped in the chat right now. Chandler will help us out with that. He's awesome about getting those links to you guys. So click that link. You can fill out a form and it will allow you to join the Discord for free. And then if you're interested, you can also sign up for our trading signals, which are available. Frank's trades, my trades, and Ivan shares some of his trades as well inside of the group. All of that is available in the description. Or once you're in the free Discord, you can check it out and see if it's something you think would be worth it to you. And many traders are. The thing I will say about the trading signals that we share, it's not a copy service. We're not here to tell you what to do with your money or anything like that. We're here offering educational value to real traders. We've been doing this for a number of years. And with every trade that we share full breakdowns, right? Trade analysis with every trade. It's not just a copy service. We're not big fans of that. So we are looking to share why we're taking a trade in depth, looking at COT data, looking at, price action, looking at economic figures, all that sort of stuff to try and make a better informed decision, and then outlining that with every trading signal that we share. So if that's something you're interested in, like I said, join the free one linked in the chat right now. Fill out that submission form, and you can get in on some of the action. So, I like UJ. I'm just going to continue to hold on to my position. Let's take a look now at gold, see what the latest on the gold market is. And here we go, guys. We are back underneath the lows on this gold chart here. You can see underneath 1860. Not necessarily breaking with any sort of strong conviction. We're still just hovering in this chop. But if you get sort of a clear break here, breaks, if we get a retest, that would just look more sell heavy to me than anything. I don't have any positions on gold, and I don't really have any interest in trading gold, as according to the Edge Finder watch list, we don't have gold on here. So if it's not on there, then I am not going to be looking to trade it. I use the watch list to sort of filter for trades that actually have a lot of confluence before I take a trade. And this can be an incredibly helpful thing. But I will say about the watch list right now, it is so full of stuff. We've got so many trade setups to look out for this week. And I think we just need to start rapid fire going through some of these right now. So yeah. So let's see. Let's go into, if I can basically jump into some of this really quick. Hold on. Let me see if I can pull up. Which ones do you guys want to do? We could do CAD Swiss, Pound Aussie, Euro NZD. What about Euro NZD? This is one that I've been interested in. Yeah, I don't love the chop. This one, I wanted this one when it was trying to break through the lows. If it had broken through the support level, I may have looked to take a small risk on that one. But yeah. And remember, when I take a trade, I'm not a crystal ball, right? A lot of times people will overestimate somebody that they see on YouTube, thinking that like, oh, because they said something, they think something is bearish, it's going to be absolutely crashing and I'm going to make a bunch of money, right? That's the common sort of like error or mistake that so many new traders make when they're browsing online. Look at this Euro Yen. So when I come up with a setup, right? Euro Yen, for example, I would love to look for a break and retest on Euro Yen. If this thing can break through the highs, right? Pullbacks, continuations. I like that idea a lot, but I'm not going to risk my whole account. I'll take a small trade idea there, risking very small in case I'm wrong, because I'm going to be wrong often. But the point is, over the long term, and I'll show you guys this. This is kind of the importance of like long-term thinking, right? Give me 1 second. So here is something that is worth noting. So if you look at long-term performance, the thing to remember is that there's going to be times where if you looked at this in isolation, you'd say, wow, this trading sucks, right? This is terrible. It's all about the big picture. So if I were to go reset and look over the long term, this is all that matters. In the short term, you might look at a trading strategy or performance that you're doing and be like, why is my strategy not working? But if you don't have the long-term picture, which you establish through back testing and demo testing and learning that risking small is really important, it can be really dangerous, right? So even if I have a trading idea, and the point I'm trying to get at is even if I have a trading idea and you guys see me talk about it on stream, I'm not risking my whole account. I know that over many trades, the edge will play out, but over the short term, anything can happen. So if I'm looking at Euro Yen, for me, what I'd be looking for is a break above, show me that decisive breakout, and on pullbacks, I'll look for continuation plays. I'll look for opportunities to trade with a small risk and trying to make money on that trade. If it doesn't work out, I'll stop out for a small loss. USDCAD is another one, another dollar trade, dollar CAD. Yep. See, I wanted this one to break out, did not get that one there. So nothing interesting there. Euro Yen, we already looked at. Dollar Yen, I'm already in. That trade has run real strong. So here's USDJPY, just a quick update again. I keep checking back on this trade because I'm looking for this thing to break out. If it can break out, I'll trail stops further into profit. We are currently floating 1,700 bucks on this trade and looking to see if we can get more out of it. But I'm not going to trail stops until this thing actually puts in sort of that higher low effect. And I keep coming back to that because I'm just keeping an eye on this in case we get some sort of sudden spike above or above the high on UJ. So Mr. Shake says AUD USD. Yeah, what's going on with AUD? AUD USD has a strong sell on the edge finder. So let me pull that up. So I do like this one as well. This one, man, I was bummed about this one a little bit because we were talking about on the stream a lot, this 50% retracement, and it came up to that level. I didn't take the trade because I already had a UJ trade on. So I didn't want to add any more dollar positions to my account at the same time. Again, risking really small is really key. You don't want to over leverage into one idea or trade because again, that's how gambling is done. If you want to trade, it's all about risking really small and letting that edge play out over many iterations. And so price comes up here and I'm thinking, okay, I've already got my US dollar trade open and I had not trailed stops to break even. So at this point I say, well, I'm not going to take the trade. I wish that I shoulda, coulda, woulda jumped into that trade because I would have made some money on that one. However, now it's a bit of a different story because on UJ, I already have stops trailed. So if I open up another dollar trade, it's not gonna change too much because even in the worst case, I'm still gonna come out profitable on UJ. If price rallies up to this level again, maybe there's something where I could take another dollar trade and stack a winner basically, right? Because I already have a trade that's this trade, that USDJPY trade is already locked in profit. So we already know like this trade can't lose. So it's a profitable position. So I'm not opposed to the idea if we pull up, for example, Euro dollar or Aussie dollar, if we get the pullback now, I'll happily add another position if I can. If the euro rallies and I'm still in that UJ trade, I might add, right? I might take another dollar trade. Again, key point, risking really small and just letting that trade run if it can. Yeah, so that's where we're at. EuroCAD looks great. Let's look at EuroCAD. What's EuroCAD looking like? Because I think EuroCAD also has sell bias. EuroCAD, does it? Oh, I don't see it on here. Actually, maybe it does not. EuroCAD not on the list. So probably not a setup for me. If you're in a buy trade this morning, then hey, awesome. Maybe on the lower time frames you got something going on. But for me, this would be a sell if we get back up into the 61.8. But until then, no real trade setups just for me personally, the way I trade. So yeah. NZDUSD, that's another one we could consider. NZDUSD. Look at that. So NZDUSD, similar to Australian dollar, if price was able to pull back, if we could get up into that 61.8% retracement, may be of interest to me. I'm primarily just looking for dollar longs until I'm proven wrong, right? It's like my theme or my consistent theme when it comes to trading is like react as much as possible, trying to avoid prediction. The dollar, it has shown some strength. It's broken out of this downward structure. Look how ugly this trend line is. I apologize for that. Let's get rid of that ugly trend line. We had this downward structure, right? Which is obvious. Then we had this big green candle, which initially rejected. You can see the rejection wick and then broke out. That's a sign of change in the wind. So my reaction to that is, okay, I'm going to look for long ideas on the dollar on pullbacks. And if I'm right, I'll try and hold on to it and let it just continue doing its thing. And if I'm wrong, I'll just stop out. Right? Just trying to do my best to react. NAS 100 shooting to the upside. Yeah, look at that. Nice start for the NASDAQ. Feeling a little bit bummed because I missed that trade. I wanted 12,200, missed this entry, did not take it. It was only there for a blink of an eye, and I missed that trade. So NASDAQ was also on the watch list for NAS 100 +3 on the Edge Finder. So I really did have this on my sights, but just did not capture that trade. So tough one there for sure. Nick, what would you do if by the time your valid entry forms, the Edge Finder removes it from its watch list? You still take it? Usually no. So I still, in most situations, I'll only take a trade if the Edge Finder actually has confirmation, just because, again, that's what I'm looking for to line up prior to a trade being taken. So even if the technical entry is there, if the Edge Finder doesn't have confirmation there, I'm usually going to just avoid the trade. UJ is still rock solid here, +4 overall. Are we getting any? The dollar yen's probably pulling back on me here a little bit. And again, I'm fine with it pulling back as long as it doesn't break through this 131.80 mark. My stop loss is just shy below that in case I need to get out of there. So, yeah. It says strong sell on EuroCAD. Did I just miss that? I'm sorry. EuroCAD, strong sell. I'm sorry about that. Yeah, I mentioned EuroCAD and then I didn't see it on the list. I must have been blind for a second. EuroCAD does look good. Technically, I really like it. If we can pull back up into that 50 to 61.8. So it's a bit of a ways away. This is more of like this is one to keep on your weekly watch list, not necessarily today's watch list, if that makes sense. It's more of like a swing trading setup that has to form. We're still a ways away. That's 90 pips away. So if we get a 90 pip run to the upside on EuroCAD, I might be looking to short that. And same going back, checking on our Swiss yen trade. This is a ways away. Even if it is a really great setup, that's 100 pips away before I start even getting interested in possibly getting long Swiss yen. So if it sets up, it sets up. If it doesn't, I'll just hold on to what I'm running with. NZD CHF sell, Euro NZD sell. That's interesting. You get the Euro NZD sell and the NZD CHF sell. So a bit of a confusion there. Seems like it's bearish on several Euro and pound pairs. That seems to be a pretty consistent theme right now. Yeah. With CPI numbers coming tomorrow, we're probably going to see some volatility across the board. So I do want to invite you guys, remember, if you're new to the stream, smash the subscribe button, hit the notification bell. We will be live for the event. And it should be a very exciting day. We got a lineup of guests and things that are going to be coming around and doing our CPI stuff, which is fun. So yeah, the XY really pulling off that high. 103.8 seems to be getting rejected pretty strongly here to start out the New York session. But again, dollar yen holding its own. Yes, coming down a bit, but it might also just be that the yen is also pretty weak here this morning, and it does seem to be the case. The Japanese yen gapping down here a bit to start out the New York session. So interesting to see that happening. So yeah, guys, we're going to now bring in our guest of the day. Of course, it is the one and only Mr. Eivindfx, and we can say hello to him. Hey, Eivindfx, how are you?
I'm doing well, and you?
I'm good. I'm good. I love the shirt as always. He's got his logo on. Looks awesome. Eivindfx, lots of stuff to talk about. What's your take on all this Japanese yen stuff? You've got your chart pulled up. We can see what you've got. Or if you have anything else you want to take it away. What are you thinking?
Well, I asked in A1 this morning in our live room, asking, did you see that move happening yesterday? And if so, don't take it, because a lot of FOMO was happening, and I was like,
yeah,
I didn't see it coming. So yes, if I just bought London Open, it would have been lots of profits by now. But hey, you win some or lose them.
Yeah, and that's the thing is, even if you do build that habit of like, oh, it's shooting up, let me buy this now. That might work here and there, but what you're going to be doing, as you're well aware, is building that habit of like chasing, and we both know how that can end. It can be really, really ugly just trying to chase stuff. So you got Aussie yen pulled up, or you had it. What yen crosses are you interested in, if any? And would it have to be on a pullback? What are you thinking?
I don't know, mate. It's gone. So if I get a pullback tomorrow, I'll take any yen, any Aussie, CAD, Euro, Pound, New Zealand, preferably Euro or New Zealand tomorrow. Yeah. But of course, there is a pullback there or a pause there, but there is nothing to talk about in terms of, because if you buy here and then it goes down and it goes down and you look like an idiot and the market looks like, well, so it just that so far it went higher. This is not a profitable setup over time.
Yeah. So that level like 141.20 that you've got there on Euro yen, would you consider trying to join the trade that sort of pullback, or would you need something deeper, or would you just say like, this is completely not touchable for me?
Well, I probably would look tomorrow morning at London Open and be like, if I can get 41.40, probably.
Yeah. Okay.
30. Yeah. I don't love it, but we have to come down. This can't go higher forever.
Yeah, I would agree. I mean, I think that across the board, yen crosses, they've had a great run here. I don't necessarily think that they have to pull back per se, but the only way I would add to a trade there or something else other than my dollar yen trade would be on a pullback if it exists. If it doesn't, then just whatever, throw it away. I'll do something else.
Yeah.
So,
but also there's a big range here, so we're coming to the top of the range. I don't know if that's going to have any impact. I need to see the news. I haven't seen any news that would justify why we're going so strongly, but I guess it has to do something about the new Bank of Japan governor that was not expected, as far as I know. There is they're going to elect him tomorrow anyway, so I think there's going to be some volatility there.
Yeah, and you've got with CPI right around the corner, I think you're stepping really far into the, taking a lot of risk for what kind of reward. You don't know what that number could do to Japanese yen across the board. So I think to some degree, there's an argument for waiting to see what happens with the CPI number and looking for reactive plays there as well. I do, right now the dollar looks really hot. We'll see if that stays the case tomorrow with CPI numbers coming out. We'll, again, just going to have to wait and see. But recently CPI on the decline. We'll see if that continues to be the story. Do you have any thoughts or any commentary you've heard on that regard?
I just know that everyone is expecting a lower than expected number. That's what my bank report says. That's what my analysis report says, and that's kind of what that's also what I see being priced in on FX Street as well. So that's lower than last time. So anything but that is a surprise.
Yeah, and if we can switch over to my screen for just a second, Chandler, I've got in reference to what Ivan was talking about. Inflation. Everyone is expecting this number to continue on the decline. Now, when everybody expects one thing, you have to be very cautious, because if this number does come out as expected and we continue to see a shrink in inflation, then you're probably going to see a lot of trades continue on as usual. But if it doesn't, if it comes out anywhere different than what they expect, you're going to see some really volatile moves. People often wonder, why does the news do certain things on different things? It's because news is only as interesting as it is expected. If it's super expected, it comes out just as it is, and not too exciting. If it comes out way different, that's where you get some monumental trend shifts, some crazy spikes, things to pay attention to. So going into tomorrow, again, the expectation for the crowd seems to be primarily a continued, hey, inflation should have peaked. It should continue lower. We're going to have to watch to see if that is indeed the case in the numbers tomorrow. So just wanted to add some context to what Ivan was saying, and we can take a look at your screen now.
Yeah, also the thing is that we're expecting 6.2. Last time was 6.5. That's the headline. Now, that's what the news is going to talk about. And then what we are going to talk about as traders and Fed are going to look at this one. This is core, which removes some of the volatility in food and energy. And for us to be like, how do we know that this is supposed to fall? Where does it come from? It comes from other indicators in the economy that are all turning to peak, except for employment. Everything else is coming down, so that should lead us to a lower CPI. But also a key component of why across the world CPI went higher was because of oil. And oil is now down to 79. It is way lower than what it was back at 120 back in May. So it should at some point have an impact on CPI as well. And demand for goods and services are falling.
Yes. And these are all, again, very, very important insights. And at the end of the day, that's why you guys see when we get projections, they are projections. They're not certainties. And so that's why as traders, we are watching things like oil. We're watching things like, anything that can lead the CPI number to come out. So great information there, Ivan. And again, I think a lot of people probably got a lot of information just hearing about oil and how that did drive a lot of the inflation story for so long. And now we kind of see oil on the decline a bit for the past several months. And so we'll continue to keep an eye on that. Ivan, I'm going to leave you to go through some ideas and setups. Before I step out of the way, I do want to remind you guys to make sure, if you're not already subscribed to Ivan, you can clearly see he's got such a wealth of knowledge to share with you. All of it is available for free on his YouTube channel. So make sure to subscribe to his channel. We'll drop that channel link in the chat so that you can make sure to go take a second to subscribe to him there. Ivan, thanks for coming on, sharing, as always, some good tips, and enjoy the stream, man.
Thank you, man.
Yep.
Have a good day. So what are we going to do now? Of course, for those who are in the A1, of those who are, I don't know what you call it, a bit on the case, we have been talking about Swissy. If you go over to Discord and you go to what have Ivan ever done, has he ever done anything whatsoever? I have put a limit order that was triggered this morning on New Zealand Swissy. I've added a trade there. And that came hard down on me. Oh, I was sweating. And then we have New Zealand Swissy, we have Pound Swissy, we have Aussie Swissy, and some other trades as well going on in here. So what are we going to do now is we're going to go through Swissy. We're going to go through the reasons. Why do Ivan do things that Ivan does things? And Delta, are we going to do gold? Yes, we are. Good boy. We're going to do that. So, Swissy, why? Seasonality. If you go through a couple of Aussie Swissies, a couple of Swissies, what do you find happening in the market around, this time around previous years? And I'm not looking for perfection, I'm looking for tendencies. So if you look at 2022 in February, I think only low, that would be great. It's started off, so where right now we are 13th today, so that would be around here. There is a pause, there is a low, there's a higher high, there's a pullback, and then the continuation higher. Okay, that was 1 year. Nothing much of it, right? Nothing much of it. And then we go to another one. Okay, where is 13th of February? Somewhere around there. Okay, we had a low beat in the end of February and the end of January, getting a February pretty good. Smack up. Okay, but that was the war. Okay, but what about that was the relief after COVID, and then the previous year was war. This one was war. If I can only find it, this one is war. Okay, so what about anything else then? Because that led to increase in demand in iron ore for steel, but 2020 went absolutely bad. Okay, so then that didn't go well. Okay, fine. What about 2019 then? 2019. So it's from 8th, 9th ish to 24th. 24th gives us at least a positive reading. So is it 3 out of 4 gives us a positive reading of some sort? I'm not saying it's perfect, but I'm saying it is something. If you go across all the Swissies, I'm not going to do that for you. You find that whenever it's low, around this time of year, we tend to go higher. Okay, so what about, that's my Swissy trade. What about pound then? Pound has been downtown today. All right, okay, cool. I saw you guys in the chat today. Or sorry, in the Discord today, and you guys were sweating bullets. I saw people sweating bullets so much that I was like, I can touch it. All right. What are you guys afraid about? What's this What are you afraid about? What? Tell me. Can somebody tell me what you guys are so afraid about? Who's coming after you? Nobody. Even I'm not going to come after you. I don't really care that you trade or not with me. But this is my trade. So if you take my trade, have my emotions, have my foresight. But Evan, you took your trade and you are the best, whatever. Okay, so what is your reasons? What is your brain? What is your analysis? I can give you my analysis, I can tell you the reason why I did certain things. But if you are not able to be specific, rule-based, objective, no bad emotions, if you exited any time today between now and the pound that I did on Friday, you're trading emotionally. You're not having big enough stop loss. You're not following how I want you to trade because I have not stopped out anything. All right? So you need to be smack on. What about you seeing the Swissy? I bought a new high. I bought a pullback today. So I made a new high, came back, and now it sits around my entry. Am I going to do anything here? Nothing. Absolutely nothing. Okay. What about a cat Swissy? Can I do something here? Oh, no. I can't do anything here. Why? It's falling. But that's daily entry. What about weekly entry? Can we do that? Yeah. It's all right. It's about all right. So maybe we should put a limit, or maybe we should buy it now then. What about stop loss? What about stop loss? Stop loss is gonna be 57 pips. Is that okay? That's a bit little, but okay, we can pull one off. Sorry guys, I would have to. So for those who are there, can somebody tell trade chat that I buy now? Okay, so I will buy now. Ivan bought current price 68 something. 68.97. And then I'm supposed to do that. Okay, cool. Okay, so what Ivan do? Ivan does. Where are we? We are there. Target is that one. I'm gonna do as good as Nick does. I'm gonna bother you. 72. Nah, it could be next week's target. So whatever that target is, it's on 69.67. But it's so far. Go to this one. And then we go and add this one. And then we bought CAD Swissy. We haven't done that before even this week. So cool. USDCAD. Do it correctly. CAD Swissy. What was the buy limit on? Buy 0.6897. Stop loss is 0.6838. Target is next week's target. And then due to seasonality, from here to heaven. And then CAD has higher CPI than expected. All right, cool. Bump that up. Good. There you go. So we just bought CAD Swissy and target unknown so far, but stop loss is 56. And I think we should give at least 150 pips out of it. All right, cool. Ivan, lower CPI is good for dollar? Yes. Yeah, it makes dollar fall. 6 kilo. Less inflation, less money supply, currency appreciates because of demand, right? Nope. The currency appreciates because of higher interest rates. Because of higher what do you call it? Higher return on your investment. Because you get something out of what do you call it? You get interest rate. You get interest when you buy dollar, when it has higher interest rate than the opposite country. So if you buy USD yen, you get money. You should at least get money for trading that one. Okay, so CAD Swissy down the books. All right. We will. Cool. So moving on. Now you guys have been with me for a couple of times, right? A couple of moments. What about dollar? What about euro? Can we buy euro now? Can we buy euro? Is this bullish? What about tomorrow? What about this one being a low? Can we buy it here and say, hey, 52 pips sounds like a good stop loss, doesn't it? When you come to me and say, I haven't used the CAD, I haven't your dollar, I haven't do this, I haven't do that. You and me have a collective need to analyze it. Is this bearish? Is it bullish? I would say it's still bearish. But with the news tomorrow, I think it's going to be bearish for the dollar. I think this is going to go higher. Can we trade that? Is that a profitable trade strategy? Is this a profitable trading setup? Yes or no? And that's how you're answering your own questions. For those who asked for USDCAD this morning, earlier, I saw that. USDCAD came out, dollar CAD this morning. I put up a bit of a sell there just for the fun of it. But yeah, if you took that one and actually did take it, it's a profitable trade by now. But I don't have any directions on this other than it might go lower because of dollar weakness and CAD strength. High CPI on dollar, lower CPI on high CPI on CAD, lower CPI on dollar. But is that going to result in actual trading going lower? Is that actually going to result in markets being like, well, we should actually fall? No guarantee. No guarantee whatsoever. Is this a good trading setup? Not really, because it's a breakout of a range. What happens to breakout of ranges? It does go a bit down and then it goes back up again. How do we know, Ivan? Well, I do know because it's not easy. That's what I've done many times. But regardless. All right. Jack, if you are here, USDSGD, just for reference. No, no, not really. Little. What other pairs are we supposed to look at today? What other things are we going to look at today? Is this where we are like, what are we going to do long term? Are we able to buy euro dollar long term? ABC pattern on 100 on USD. I don't know about that though. I'm sorry. I do not know that. Gold. Sorry, I forgot about that. What about gold? Yeah, cool. Is this bullish and bearish? What is it? I would say this is bearish. But is that what we wanted? Is that what we're looking for? No. We're looking for bullishness, weren't we? We were looking for bullishness. So if you don't get bullishness, what do you do then? We don't do anything. So we don't, but there's no trade here. I would just be like, okay, whatever. I don't care. Okay. Moving ahead. Well, if you want to sell it, why wouldn't you? Wouldn't you be like, well, that sounds like a great deal, doesn't it? Yeah, maybe. So when you guys are thinking about what to do next, oh, I'm streaming, mate. Who is calling me out? Thunder is calling me out. Oh, Thunder. $10 free. $10 to you. I'm sorry. I am so sorry. Okay. I tried to make a shortcut, but I forgot to change it. I'm sorry. Is that better now? You calling me out here. That's Cat Sweezy, right? All right. It's already in profit, by the way. Don't worry. So, for gold, where do we want this to go? We want dollar bearishness. We want gold bullishness then. Okay. So, I am. Yeah, send me a PayPal link. I'll send you $10. Was it Gunsmoke today? We're supposed if he made money today, I would send him a t-shirt. This t-shirt, not this particular, but a t-shirt. So I don't know if Gunsmoke is here, but it should probably come out anytime soon, so he can prove that was profitable today or not. But yeah. Ari says I'll take the mug. So I will be stripped. So Thunder takes my $10. Gunsmoke takes my t-shirt. And Ari takes my mug. All right. So what am I gonna do? I'm gonna sit here naked. Emmanuel says, do you also trade synthetics like VU75? Is that VIX 75? No, I don't do that. Yeah, I know you are. Coffee cup will do. Oh, Ari. Oh, yeah, Big Daddy. Oh, yeah, okay. You guys need to have the same names on YouTube as on Discord. I can't do the difference. I can't link those two, okay? All right. Yeah. And then one guy in India is like, yeah, have a t-shirt. Look at me, I'm an Eivindfx. And then another guy in Australia. Hey, Crocky. I got a bag for you. Yeah, well, they pour from this stream, to be honest. So that's so funny, bro. That's so funny. All right. Okay. Euro rising. Good on you, Joe. You bought it yesterday, I think. So that was a good pullback there at 2 hours ago. I should have taken that. Okay. Euro then. Can you put a limit order on euro, or is this too little? I want to do it. I don't care. I'm gonna do what I want to do. So I want to put a limit order on euro. 106.94, maybe 93. 106.93, I think. 106.93, 94, 93, 93, 93, 93. 106.90. Okay, it's just gonna go away from me then. Okay, line of 6.30 there. Stop loss, I don't know. Somewhere below what? 106? 106.40 probably. 168.40. Not too much. Not really. I don't know. It's okay. All right. There you go. Limit order Euro USD 106.84. Stop loss. That was wrong. That was stop loss. Stop loss. And then price is 106.984. Wow. Something like that. Very random, by the way. Do I even read correctly? 69.33. 69.33. 106.84. 0. All right, cool. That's probably what it is. 106.93. There you go. Target is, I don't know, higher heavens. I'm currently losing money on USDCAD. That's because you did something I didn't want you to do. Don't come here and tell me you're losing money on something I didn't know. Told you not to do. When you misbehave, you're gonna feel the heat. You know that. So if you burn underneath your feet and it's not burning on my feet, don't look at me, bro. I told you not to. You remember the morning? You remember the morning? I'm telling you, stuff is happening in A1. I'm not telling you who about what, but fun stuff is happening. I don't know if you have gold membership or free membership or whatever membership you have, but it's a cool stuff. Today we were there for 2 hours, I think, this morning. From London, 7 a.m. give or take, to 9, give or take. 9:30, I think it was. So covering London Open, Lambo trading, yeah, of course. Let me go through serious things here. Dollar is falling. Australian dollar is rising. Euro dollar is rising a bit. Pound dollar is rising. New Zealand dollar is rising. USDCAD is falling. I don't know why you bought it if you're losing money. Euro New Zealand is stagnant. Aussie yen. Oh. Good gracious, what is happening there? Euro yen just rising. Can't buy it. Sorry. Maybe London Open tomorrow is going to do something fun with us. Oil, gold, buy there, didn't happen. Gold, lost. Sorry. Aussie Swissy going into profits. Pound Swissy going into profits. New Zealand Swissy going into second profits today. UC Swissy, I don't know what's going on here, bro. CAD Yen, CAD Swissy, sorry. There you go. That's in order. I think we bought it at the right time, to be honest, people. Euro Swissy, I haven't bought anything there yet. Where's the fire truck? Anyway. And Swissy Yen? Who is that? Dijad? We can't do that. We can't do that. No, we can't do that. Weird one. It went higher. I think it's mostly yen, mostly because of yen. Let's go over and see if I can find something that actually makes sense to us. Okay, USSR strong buy, Swiss yen strong buy, USD yen buy, yen, euro yen buy, 10-year T note, and UK 100, Nasdaq 100. Okay, so let's go to Nasdaq then. Nasi. Yeah. 1220, mate. I made that trade plan this morning. If you didn't buy that, I can't help you. I told you guys. Well, I don't know. Can't help you guys. Then, so we this morning on A1 were live. I told you guys that if it comes back to this level, I wasn't pretty good with that one. Ciscalo, most likely. Can't guarantee anything, but yeah, we are probably going to do that on the stream tomorrow. Inside the Discord. And it's going higher. So what more alerts do you want? I told you at 10 a.m. So that is 4 hours before it happened, 5 hours before it happened. Yeah. But yeah. I don't know what else to do. So we want to buy it. What are we going to do tomorrow? Are we going to buy it tomorrow? What do we need to see? First of all, I think this is going to go much higher now. And then you're probably going to make that 1237, 1238, 12,380 kind of level. Your new buy zone. All right. Something like that. That's your second option. Other than that, I don't have. Then it can do that, and it can do that, and you can buy it again there if it happens. There's your 1 hour and 4 hour reversal. Will this be affected by tomorrow's CPI? What will be affected by tomorrow's CPI? Ska vi se. Stock market, Forex market, in the indices, futures, bond market. So this is US stock market and bond market and everything. Yeah. Do you only take trades if on Eivindfx is Mark Winter? No. I take also because of seasonality and because of seasonality as well. But I do agree with Nasdaq buy though. That's a seasonal trade that is going from October to May, end of May. So this is great. UK 10 the same. Euro yen buy, great. Use the ZAR Swiss. I don't trade those because of I'm weird. Okay, the reason why I don't trade USDZAR is because it's too volatile for me. Swiss yen because of what do you call them nowadays? Swiss National Bank. If you look at Swiss National Bank, Swiss National Bank history, Swiss National Bank monetary policy assessment, they do say to provide appropriate monetary conditions, SNB is also willing to be active in the Forex exchange market as necessary. They actively trade Swiss yen down. So the fundamental bias for Swiss is bullish. Swiss National Bank wants it bearish because I want to export more goods and services at a better rate, meaning the economy will do better. So the market on this hand is trying to make it bearish, not make it bullish, make the Swiss bullish. This one is bearish, the Swiss National Bank. So they are fighting market and Swiss National Bank, and I don't really want to be fighting against the Swiss National Bank. the central bank. So I only trade when Swiss is weak. It's supposed to be weak at least. So Forex, it only affects dollar pairs? Nope. It does in some way affect Aussie, Euro, Pound, New Zealand CAD, and all, because the dollar weakness comes from somewhere, goes to somewhere. It's like it's a pizza, right? It's a slice of pizza. So when you have a slice of pizza and you you have a pizza and you have it sliced into 8 pieces, right? But you remove one. Then this becomes a bigger slice, right? Way more than the other one. So the dollar weakness is removing one, but then what becomes stronger? Aussie, Euro, Pound, New Zealand CAD. But then if dollar gets strong again, what happens then? You slice up those risk assets, and they become weaker. So at any given time, you have 100% liquidity in the market. If you think about 100% liquidity in the market, which is not true, but in the theory at least, and it's just reducing and decreasing the allocations to each assets. Okay. CPI prediction is lower than expected. Big loser. How do I recover all my losses as FX someone? You take a call with me and you're like, "Hey, Evan, how is things going?" And then you talk to me on Discord, which is free, and you ask me like, "Evan, what do you do? How do I do things?" So, first of all, you go and look at Nick's what do you call it? Playlist. You look at my strategy videos, and then you come to me and have a call me, and then you do support my system, trend trading, reversals, and have all of those. Sorry, trend price action. Be expert in the price action. Support my system, trend reversals, market conditions. You need to know exactly what this kind of market is. Then you need to backtest whatever you have as a strategy. You can use mine, you can use Unique's ones. And be like, what is the percentage of wins, lose, whatever? How does this perform in the market? Come then to not them, but irregardless, you can come to me and be like, Evan, this is what I've done. And I want you guys to come to me for free. And you guys send me your trading segment. FX someone. I will, whatever your strategy is, I will try to understand it, but I will mostly look through my eyes of trend continuation, of trend reversals, and buying support, selling resistance. That's the basis of what I want you to look forward to. And if you don't do that, I look at your lot size, but look at your interest most. Well, that's where your most mistakes are in. And you can't think, why am I doing something wrong? I will tell you. I won't be rude. I might be a bit firm. Some don't call that angry. I call it firm. I tell you the truth. And then you can grow. I will tell the truth. I won't be rude about it. I'm pretty nice about it. I think at least myself. Ari, was I nice to you when I went through your trading history? Just a small little experience there. Because have you given it to someone to review your trades? Have you given it to someone that is expert in whatever they're doing? Because can you see with your own eyes what you're doing wrong? Can you see what you are doing at the moment? Yeah. Ari says I was firm. Yeah. Did I call you any names? Did I point out your mistakes? Was I nice about your mistakes? Recommend, yeah. Did I do it for free? Ari, did I do it for free? Was it like a free service? I made CAD Swissy, missed CAD Swissy entry. Should I re-enter now? It's your trade, mate, not mine. Through a pullback, of course. I made my entry earlier. That was a trade, mate. I wouldn't trade now, no. Anywhere you can, if it goes below 68.90, fine. But what I went through and on Gunsmoke's trades, I had a stick in my hand. Yeah, I do have that, and it's not nice. It's rare painful, so don't make me angry. Nice to change the curtains, remove the curtains for crying out loud, mate. All right, cool. So this week on A1, we went through something on Friday, which was we went for a random walk in the park and say, okay, what do we do if this happens? And then people are like, buy, and then it went down. And then they, okay, what if it sells? And then it went to stop loss. And people was telling me left, right, and center what they were due. Well, not I was given the opportunity to be like, okay, what do we do in this market? What do we do in this market? And it was, I'm sorry, but it was a war zone, right? It was not great at all. So this week we're gonna do teachings. I don't know if I'm going to start tomorrow. We're at least going to start on Wednesday. We are going to really set the standard for what setups we're looking for. And everyone was like, I don't know anymore. I don't know. People were like flabbergasted, like, what on earth is happening? Because none of them, to a great degree, had a common understanding of what market to be in. So I can't remember exactly what it was, but let's say we went through pound dollar, and you're thinking, well, we have a brand new lower low. Do we sell here, 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 here? A, B, C, D, you do you, right? And then many times it just went, Okay, so now we have a new time then. Do we sell here, 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 here? I don't know, maybe. Okay, number 3 was activated. But is that a good place to sell there? No. People still did it. And that's what we're going to learn, what market to be in. And I think this could be a very good one. Entered, did you buy again or sell it at 159.84? Is that a buy or was that a sell? That's the entire question, to be honest. Because if you bought it, okay, you have faith. But if you sold it, okay, yeah, faith. Okay. I don't know what you believe in, but oh, sorry, I was wrong. 115, yeah, 159.84. That's actually, yeah, it's a high. Okay, you still bought a high, right? Regardless. What do you want to do? You have hit target on the weekly already. Are we going to fall this week? Or are you going to hold on until next month? Sorry, month target. I'm just going to tell you that if we fall tomorrow, don't blame me. I warned you. So the warning here is you have hit target on the week. You have hit your expected high. If you have another order in, you can let that pass. But I personally would at least book some profits in. That's what I would do. But you still have 164 up to target for the month. But if you hit target on a Monday, you have to hit target on weekly we have hit target on a weekly on a Monday. Pack your bags. At least be break even, be better than not losing money. And tomorrow is a high risk day, so you can come all the way down again. I'm just saying. Volatility is incoming. What about USD? Also, Nick bought it. I hope he's gonna hold it for a long time though. But yeah. He got a good entry, by the way. I don't know. Technically weird. Why is it technically weird? Because we have a high, we have a range, then we have a higher high. We don't have a new higher high. But if you come down to the support, it's not really great either. That generally doesn't work either. So if it does come down, it's gonna crack. So higher high, higher low is kind of what you would like to see. Cool. South. Is there anything else then, people? The thing is, just make solid judgments. I'm not going to care. I'm sorry. That's a word. I'm not going to bother you how you do it. I tell you what I want to do. I want to buy higher high. I want to buy support in a trend. I don't like ranges. I hate ranges. That's what's my personal sell. That's my personal thing. I am not in a position where I can tell about your experience, but from my experience only, by the way, ranges kicks you in the leg so hard. It is worse than being kicked in the knee when you play football. If everyone has done that so hard, it's almost like you pass out so hard, so painful it is. That's my experience with ranges, and I shy away. From any player that does it. Also, when you trade Forex or currency, whatever you do, what is the reason for why you're trading? The reason for why you're trading is so you're supposed to get a trend or a price going away from your entry price into a certain direction. Ranges isn't a part of that. And I don't know where people are like, well, you summon to like a planned set. That's kind of my ranges, how I can describe it, because plan A should be trend trading. Plan B should be trend trading the opposite way. Plan C should be buying higher highs in the uptrend or something. Like plan Z is like ranges. Because what does ranges do? It only gives you a limited amount of upside or limited amount of downside. Unless you expect it to break out, which is no longer range trading. Okay. Would you look to buy USDCAD tomorrow? Nope. I don't. It's not where I want it to be. I also expect dollar weakness, so that would be a hard pass. Okay, so your Rossi bearishness, and what do you think? What is your view on pound CAD? Tommy, do you have a direction for me there? Jessica has really learned how I do want things. You tell me the currency or the asset, whatever, and the direction you want, because I don't understand. I don't know what your brain tells you. If you're gonna tell me what is the direction of it, but if I tell you opposite of what you think, am I an idiot? Or have I not understand how you are thinking? The reason why I want you to think, I want you to be independent. I want you to be profitable. I want you to understand that if there is any break in your logic, which there sometimes are, I need to fix it before you do bigger mistakes. Okay, cool. Nope. Your Ross bearishness? No. It was a sell last week, mate. That was last Monday. This week, nope. It's a range, low in the range, not even at resistance. It's, yeah, you can look for bearishness, yes, but I don't want you to trade this market. Sorry, mate. Sorry. Tommy says, I'm currently bullish on pound CAD. Okay, we can look at bullish pound CAD. That is lovely. Lovely. Okay, all right. Okay, so we have a dollar bottom here with a pretty steep high. Do we have a reversal there? Yeah, okay. If you look for a buy, you can look for 6120 higher. 6157. Like, that's a very local one, but major one is 6120 for tomorrow. Definitely tomorrow. London Open, probably. And there's no guarantee, though, but yeah. Okay, be a bit higher. 6130 then. somewhere around in this direction here, if it's a proper reversal. And if this one rises beyond whatever and it doesn't do that, okay. So reversal upon reversal, I can do that. It's probably pretty bearish. So it's counter trend, but that's where we start. And then there is your next one. If it does go much higher, there is your next one. Ivan, when do you shift from a stop loss to break even? When a 50 pips a profit or more? When I'm like, okay, technically, if I bought, let's say I bought here, I have a fantastic entry. I wanted to have a new higher high. This is a new higher high. Come back to support again, then a new higher high. And if that's 50 pips or that technically, that's okay. So buy, new high, come back to support. When it breaks that high again, and I know we're not going to come back down to this support, I can put my stop loss from down there to break even. I want at least one swing low in between us. Then should I shift break New Zealand Swiss to break even? It's your trade, mate. It's not mine. I have not done it yet. Oh no, we don't have a higher high yet. We have a high, yes. We have a higher low, okay, but we need to break. We need to break higher first. Yeah. Because I'm not going to take the credit for all the losses that I have. I know it's going to come a loss a couple of. I know a loss is coming, mate. I just know. I'm not going to be like, oh yeah, we trade together here. And be like, and then I run away when there's a loss. No. Some people refrain from trading during news weeks, and some seek for it. Which trader are you, Evan? Why? Okay, I'm not gonna put people into a box, but if you stay away from Newsweek, you are pretty scared. Some banks do that because they have a longer term view. But also, if you're going to stay away from news, how are you going to hold profits for a longer time? So you need to overcome that. Are you going to hold for longer? But if you're a short-term trader, yes, of course you're going to run away from news because it's short-term volatility. So I am a long-term trader and I need to hold through news. I can't just stop. Well, on 12th of March, when the next FOMC meeting comes and I'm 1,000 pips of profit and I run away because I'm supposed to hold until July or June, sorry. And then I run away because of Fed. I can't do that. So for my longer term trades, I need to hold through that. For shorter term trades, I do take profit before that big news. So I don't lose more than necessary because there was a lot of slippage in that. That's FOMC. CPI, don't care too much. Other news, I don't care much. Why? Because it's all about experience. These people who are staying away is because of experience or because their strategy says that they want nice trends, not randomness. So it all comes back down to your statistics. Come back to where do you prosper? What market do you prosper? What do you do to make markets money in the markets? And that's not necessarily an easy, straightforward answer. All right. It might not an easy, straightforward answer. So for you to be like, I do this, I do that, cool. There's many ways to roam. But prove that whatever you're doing is the right thing for you to do. And challenge whatever statistics you have is actually truthful to you. If you have, let's say, I'm just going to do fictive reasons. So let's say that you overall have, your average loss is $100. $100. Minus $100. That's the average loss. But your average win, what is that going to be? Sorry, that was red. Going to be there. But your average win is what? Great. Thank you. But if your average win is only $20, you lose $100 on average, and you gain 20. Is that a profitable strategy? Is that where you want to be when your losses are 5 times? 5 times. Is that 5 times to me? Do you spell it? 5 times. 5x. That's not how things works, mate. That's not how things works, mate. Okay? You need to let your winners run. This morning we saw pound Swissy coming pretty far down low. We actually went down to M2. I didn't buy it. I should have bought it, but regardless. And now it's coming back up to main tree and beyond. Should I have bought here? Yeah, I should have. That's my strategy. But for me, I know the statistics. If I buy there, it's going to be profitable over time. But if I don't let my trades run now, because I've taken a pretty big risk here, 86 pips. If this one doesn't go 150 to 200 to 300 pips, why am I trading? Dijan, you bought Sissy Yen. I have no clue over that one. That's totally up to you. You're alone on that one. Maybe I should give you better answers next time. But what does your strategy tells you? It's already a target, so you do you. All right. So let's do a man-to-man talk here, and a woman-to-woman talk. I bought pound Swiss because of seasonality, because I believe in seasonality so strongly. I bought it because it was low. I bought it because I've done this before. I bought it because this is my core. This is where I get my core profits from. On my euro dollar trade, whatever happens, happens. It literally doesn't care. It literally doesn't matter. But you need to understand that this comes from pain, from suffering, from losses, from being angry, from meticulously going through these markets many times. And maybe that's my job. But I never sought out to be a profitable trader. I never sought out to be this kind of trader. I never did this because I am going to mentor you down the road. I did this for myself, and I continue to do it for myself. But then you guys come along and you say, "Hi, Evan, can you please help me with this? Evan, can you please help me with that?" And that is my greatest joy to be doing. I love that you guys are asking questions. I love that you guys are here. I love 123 of you who are currently watching. You are my family. You are La Familia. And I want you to grow. I don't want you to lose. I don't want you to lose money. I don't want you to lose your account. I want you to prosper. Allow me to look at your trading history. Allow me to look at your trades. Allow me to pick your brain. Allow me to tell you what the truth is. What the truth is when it comes to your trading. Where you go wrong. It will be hard. It will be tough. I don't need a Lambo. Lambo doesn't help me, Gunsmoke. A Lambo doesn't teach you how to trade. A Lambo doesn't teach you where to take profit. But I do that. I do, okay. Whatever. I show you that. And then it's up to you to take in the lessons. The lessons are profitable strategy, professional strategy comes from rule-based, objective, realistic, knowing your statistics, knowing your shortcomings, understanding your emotions, understanding what the market does in every turn. You buy your Lambo if you want to. But it doesn't change the fact that you one time are going to be a profitable trader, okay? So subscribe to A1, subscribe to TradingNick, subscribe to me, subscribe to whatever you want. But I'm going to be at A1 tomorrow morning in Discord, and we're going to teach, and we're going to learn, and it's going to be so much fun. So yeah, boom. I love you guys. See you soon.
Thanks again for watching today's show. Our goal at A1 Trading is to continue to share free value to our audience through daily videos and articles, keeping you up to date with the latest market coverage. If you enjoy our content, make sure to subscribe for more. And remember, you can improve your trading performance 30 times faster with Forex Tester 5. Backtest your strategies using real historical data. From all of us at A1 Trading, have a great day, and we'll see you next time.